Pick a Card Holiday Horror Edition. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Chriselle, Psychic MD. I'm here to do another Pick a Card reading. As per usual, we're going to have 3 options, and today we're going to be reading about your holidays specifically. Now it's already upon us. These are timeless, but you know, we're thinking about the Thanksgiving holiday. What can we expect? I already got 3 flips. Pile number 1, you're going to be the Ace of Wands. It's going to be too tall for it. Let's see if I dump everything on the ground here. No? Okay, pile number 2. You came out as the Hanged Man. And pile number 3. You came out as a King of Swords. And yes, I am at work on my lunch. In case you notice the different setting, that's what's going on. Make your selection and we'll investigate shortly. See you there. Please pause if you need more time to select. Hi, pile 1. This is Chriselle from Psychic MD doing your Pick a Card reading. If you chose the Ace of Wands, this message is for you. So we're doing Holiday Edition. What can you expect on this holiday? I got a bunch of jumper cards, not unlike your significator. Ace of Wands is about passion, it's about desire, it's about wanting to get the wherewithal, but also it's about getting the last crumb, the last morsel, maybe living life to the fullest, and it's pointing to the left. And I can't help but notice that bullseye in the center seems to me a lot of solar plexus energy, and that is like individuality, who you really represent as your most authentic self. The jumper cards that came out is the Sun. Now this is an incredibly auspicious card, as this really indicates that not only do you have a good reputation, I feel, and if you don't feel that way, then people definitely still look at you that way. You may not think so. How can we get this in the frame? But I definitely feel like you're also gaining a higher perspective. I feel like you have motivation, the wherewithal, and the drive to live life to the fullest right now. And I feel like in this case, Holiday Edition, you're not making any pretenses for anyone. They can take it or leave it. It might be a little bit controversial, but I feel like you in the end are doing you. And I think that's super important, okay? I do see the sun rise, or it could be a sunset, either way, coming through here. And everybody up here, all the zombies are on top of the building. Not that you can see that very well. But the zombies are on top of the building, and they're just kind of wandering aimlessly. And they've reached what I call the ceiling of life. So I feel like this could even indicate that you're looking around at family members, friends, whoever it is that you're gathering with, if you're indeed going through a gathering. And this is saying, well, it seems like all these people are almost like dead zombies walking around. They've hit the ceiling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, professionally as well. That one is really actually standing out as a professional ceiling. And maybe you are forging a whole new way of doing things that you've never thought possible, and it's elevating you. Okay, you're able to see that people are in a redundant life cycle right here, and it is not attractive. Then I see the 3 of Wands right here. Okay, and it's almost like these zombies are trying to break into a cell in order to get some yummy people here. I'm sorry, these cards make me laugh. Every time I read with them, it just cracks me up. Okay, but I'm going to say that also you're going to have people maybe perhaps coming for you, and you know what that means. And by the way, if you're listening, it's just really loud in my store, sorry. But anyways, moving on. So you could have people literally coming for you. And the reason why is I feel like you have vitality, because this stands for vitality as well. Excitement, direction. I feel like you have an elevated perspective and something new and shiny. And basically, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to anyways. They smell blood. They smell fresh blood. And this is going to attract all forms of vampires. So be careful to really protect your energy around this time, especially if you're going home for the holidays, or other people coming over to see you, whatever the deal is, because they're going to see something different in you. And I don't feel like it's going to be an encouraging thing on their part to you necessarily. I feel like it's like, I want what they have kind of a vibe. So be aware of that. Why is the Three of Wands here? There is a period of waiting. And then we have the Four of Hazards. Yeah. So I definitely feel like this just reinforces, people are kind of waiting, keeping their emotions to themselves. They're almost like waiting for the shoe to drop. And in this case, because we're reading about the holiday edition right here, I think that this is almost like they don't even want to hear any more. They're locked in pessimism, don't want to hear any good news, and yet they can't help but be drawn to your light. Interesting. So why are these cards here, please? Holiday edition for pile number 1. If you're liking these quick reads, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know. This is what's up. Pile 1, judgment. I feel like when they look at your life, or when they see you, you're perceived as somebody who is elevated, who's highly esteemed, who's going after what they want, who has a high perspective, who can even hover, right? Because some of these helicopters are able to actually hover in midair. And that's pretty impressive, but you're not stuck like a drone like everybody else. And I think that that is inspiring and alarming all at once. So you could be like one of those people that juxtaposes your life, or other people do to you. In other words, they're kind of like, what the heck? Their life is so different than me, and what makes it so different? But I think that the way you think really blows people's minds. And also the perspective and the research that you have done, it can really inflame people's brains, okay? And I feel like it's designed by Spirit to be that way so that they can actually elevate and achieve their own higher perspective, their own growth, their own elevation. I hope that this is making sense, because it's hard to explain all in like a short synopsis, okay? Now, I feel like a lot of what you say can be very inflammatory to other people in their minds, or it could be very shocking, especially keeping in mind that they are drones at this point in time. They could be cultivated by the media. They could be just simply looking at bills in their 9 to 5 and thinking that's all that I have to do. And who am I to think for anything more? I mean, that is all kind of behavioral things that we've been conditioned to do. And a lot of them may not want to hear what you have to say. And yet there's this overriding feeling of like judgment, wanting to judge you, wanting to press the button to kind of maybe even start some fights. You want to be starting something, right? But we have the Three of Cups here. So you want to be careful if you get in your drinks a little bit. People can be a little bit explosive around this time because you trigger them. And I feel like it has a lot to do with their fears. A lot of these people that are going to be surrounding you for this holiday season, or whenever it is that you choose to watch this, is basically you're dealing with people that are submerged in fear, trying to prepare, trying to arm themselves. And this can look like a lot of different things. It's like, well, if this person says that, then I'm going to say this. Or they're not prepared to listen just to hear and understand. They're prepared to listen and armed with an answer. So they listen in order to answer. And these people could be looky-loos, by the way, as well. So I do see drink, I do see celebration, which, makes sense. It's a holiday. But you have many different ways of dealing with things, and I think that you will, in the end, deal with them accordingly. One thing at a time, one case at a time. Protect your energy. Know that you have a lot of options. Just do the best that you can at this point in time. And again, with all the cups here, I would just be a little bit cautious and a little bit aware that people might not be in their right mind when they address you anyway. So try not to take things too personally at this point in time, because, people are just people. Interesting. And bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Hazards. So you could be seeing somebody who is extremely independent, even very wealthy, but somebody who has their own thing going on for sure. And we got the dead meat mark right here. And I feel like this is almost saying, like, some people could be thinking, well, you're dead meat, especially if you have like siblings and you have a lot of rivalry or tug of warring. But a lot of us are around people that are energetic vampires and energetic competitors as well. So competition does not have to look like, oh, I can throw this the furthest or I can run the fastest. It can definitely look like subtle put downs, putting baby against the corner. Don't put baby against a wall or corner. I don't know how that goes. That just went south real fast. But anyways, you get the idea. energetic competitors around you. Just take it with a grain of salt. Know that this too shall pass, and continue pursuing what it is, because this is pre-Empress energy. This is like you have everything, the wherewithal to be able to make things grow, to be independent, to be a unique thinker. But also check this out. You got the Queen of Wands here. This is one of my, well, she's my all-time favorite queen. She still is. And this queen is just a little bit like, you know what? You want a hand? Here you go. You got a hand. You got a bone to pick? We got that too. He's like, you want to pick on me because of that, but look at her attire. She is all dressed in white, meaning I feel like you are extremely elevated and close to spirit, and your intention is to want to help people. And even you could be self-sacrificial, which is not what we want, but just keep in mind, yeah, a little bit less of that and a little bit of allowing people to form their own opinions and just keeping your energy to yourself. It's okay to leave a template behind for other people to follow, but that's just going to be if they choose to do something. If they choose to hate, that's still their choice. Much love to you. Pile number 1. Keep doing your thing, because I think that you got a clear bullseye on what you're doing, and keep going. Much love. Until next time. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2. This is Griselle, What's Psychic MD, and I am here to do your Pick a Card Holiday Edition. Pile number 2. If you chose a Hangman, this card and this reading is for you. So first of all, I feel like you are gaining a higher perspective on things. I feel like with the Hermit card right here that I actually pulled accidentally off camera because I did not know I was not filming, right? I feel like you've gone deep within. You have retreated. You've gone to really kind of study, to kind of relax, to decompress, to get a hold of yourself, I heard. You are actually trying to do a little bit of exploration. And also with the Hermit, I feel like we go within to try to find that passion, that desire, who we really are, looking at different cycles of our lives. It's no small feat to go within in this manner. And as can be shown and featured right here, let's use a zoom lens. Zoom lens coming up. Here we go. I feel like this person's even eating like bonbons, chilling out on the couch, but you know that the whole world, it's like you could have people watching you, pointing at you, gossiping, wanting to grab at your energy, and you're like, nope, I'm just withdrawn. The number 1111 can mean something to you, because I love that number, by the way. I just saw it on my camera, and I just feel like, it's just a matter of time. So you've been in seclusion for quite some time, and maybe not giving as much to other people around you, just pulling back your energy once again to explore. And it's placed you in a period of like not only self-imposed isolation, solitude is more solitude, okay? And it's not loneliness, because loneliness is feeling the absence of other people, but more solitude of feeling the presence of yourself. I don't know. There might be a better way of explaining that. But I have the Two of Swords right here, so you could even be in kind of in this stagnant energy, needing to make a decision with someone else or about someone else or about a situation. And now because it's a holiday edition, I feel like this person is armed to the gills. I mean, they're blindfolded. You're trying to make an objective decision, and you're trying to make an informed decision on, who is friend, who is foe, what is going to be helpful and beneficial, and what is harmful. I feel like you're breaking old patterns, eating habits, body habits, like level of activity habits. Griselle, that's you. But if you look at this right here, he's got the chainsaw. So you're ready to kind of cut off limbs and cut off things that just really hinder. And I feel like even with this right here, it's like a little invisible. It doesn't translate well on camera. That's zoom. Come on, zoom. Here we are. So I feel like this right here alludes a little bit to like echolocation. I think that you're just trying to really gather your bearings and not allow your eyes, which is, basically the 3D world, to dictate what's important, what do you cut off, what do you keep. It's you're allowing your most authentic, highest self to really make that call. And you're evaluating what has gone past its prime, past its time, what needs to be elevated and regrouped, what needs to be revamped, what needs to be thrown out. All of these questions, big time for you. Let's see what else we need to know about pile number 2. If this reading resonates with you, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, skeletons coming out of the closet might be another thing. And you might be pulling them out of the closet so you can look at things and say, well, I didn't handle this very well, or I didn't do that very well, or this was not a good situation. Let me examine it better. Is there something that I'm doing that's playing into this cycle, or whatever? Many questions in your brain. The Two of Swords. Let's get some more information about that, please, for pile number 2. The Three of Wands. This did come out in pile number 1, by the way, so you might have a connection there as well. And as I said, that I just noticed, with this like one big bone, it's so weird saying that in a reading, but this one big bone right here trying to knock in the barriers and get into the jail, into the tasty people in there, right? I'm going to say, that this could have a lot to do with your mojo, your stamina, your desire to move forward on anything. And I feel like everything is quite at a standstill right now, and you're waiting for things, see how they pan out. You're in a wait and watch rather than moving as of right now. And pile number 2, that is the best tactic for you. I feel like you could be a very good tactician. The number 17 is highlighting the star in this card right here. So I feel like you could be highly decorated. Now, you could be in the military or not, or you could be someone who has like climbed up the ranks at work or not. But I feel like more than anything, people have actually pedestaled you, whether you know it or not, which is kind of interesting. Most of all, and most importantly, I feel like you are deeply esteemed in the spirit world, that your ancestors really love and adore you, and they're saying, keep going. I got the number 505 on camera just now, and with the 5s, they're my least favorite number, but they do indicate a lot of changes. Now, not all changes are bad. A lot of changes are necessary and even healthy and good for us. Now, with the 505, you add those up, and you get the 10. It reduces to 1. A lot of new beginnings. Reeling it back to the star right here, I have the number 17 right here. 1 is about like your image, your personal power, and 7 is a very, very spiritual number in my mind anyways. So I'm going to say that you're very well esteemed everywhere, but you have this anchor right here. I feel like it does not go to your head. I feel like that's not what you're really totally concerned about. But most of all, you're concerned about healing. And I think that you're waiting for things, knowing that it's going to be a time where you need to cut things off in order, just like a gardener, they cut off limbs and little plants or whatever weeds in order to allow better things to grow. And this is your mindset and your heart set. I wish these cards were better on camera. If I move anything, it's going to go all over the place, so I dare not. Okay. 2 of Swords. Why is this card here? What are we healing from? Because this card is about dreaming. It's about also looking at something from the past that you really dreamt about and bringing it with you back into the present and focus on it into the future. Maybe that's why you stopped everything. The 8 of Wands, this could be about love. This could be about something that you do love or did love. This could be something that you loved long ago that you abandoned or that you dismissed, and you went back to retrieve it, whether it's a memory, whether it's a person, maybe you just needed more time in order to heal or gain clarity, whatever the case may be. Oh, you want to jump? Okay, we got jumpers, pile number 2. Pile number 2, you got the devil. The devil came out sideways. And I will look at this devil card. It's just bomb. I love it. So check out this hand here. It's like smoker's hand. It's like, yeah, we got addictions. We got afflictions, right? We got vices and maybe a couple of mices too. Who knows? I don't know. But we have some old soul right over here peeking through. And this goes back and forth with the number 15. And I feel like this is stating that you go back and forth between being addicted to this idea from the past, this dream, whatever it is that you just have had to carry to the forefront, and it doesn't match your lifestyle or something about it isn't meshing well. And now you have to go back and kind of make some ramifications in order for it to fit into your current life. And so you may oscillate between getting obsessed by it and letting it go, and so on and so forth. These also jumped up sideways. I couldn't put them on camera because honestly, if I breathe too hard, I'm going to knock my phone sideways, and that's how we're recording today. And it won't be pretty, pile number 2. The number 11 right here. Okay, so the number 11 reduces to number 2. This is about your personal power. But this is also about less. It's my lust card. It's about this, taking a bullet to the brain. It's almost like I'm so obsessed I can't let it go. I feel like for some of you guys, it is definitely a relationship. It's about trying to make communication. It's about fast forward movement. It's been a long journey. It's about, you know what? I'm going to dump the coffin off because we don't need it. I mean, ain't nobody going to sleep in there. Probably decomp has happened in that coffin. But we're taking this hearse with us because it's a great mode of transportation. We're going to peel out and we have all the ammo to leave everything behind and cutting off once again everything that hinders. It's like, yep, if you haven't been helping the cause and if you're not part of the journey, then you are completely out, that kind of a thing, okay? And I feel like you go through bouts where you embrace this idea and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. This is the right thing. And then you get caught up in the hangman and you get caught up in the logistics. How does that look like? Do I cut off my family? Do I cut off my friends? Do I promote this? Do I look for a different angle in order to proceed? And it's not easy, okay? But in the end, pile number 2, you've got to do what you got to do because look. You got the Ace of Cups here. Look at my cards. I'm going to do the zoom for you. Zoom. I'm such a dork. Okay. All seriousness, you have the Ace of Cups, and that is my holy grail. This is like mental, spiritual, emotional connection. This is people get me. This is I see you and you see me, and it's like when you exhale, I inhale, and when I inhale, you exhale. Well, you get the point. Anyways. And I'm going to say, that there's been a lot of emotions in here with the hunger and the sadness and satisfaction and hate and anguish. And it could be that you have had to go full circle in order to find the highest vibration, which is love. But honestly, even more so than that is finding peace. And all has to do with your brain, how you perceive things, how you think about things. And maybe something about it, you have deemed this unclean or unacceptable or the wrong path for you. And you've had to walk away from what gave you joy, what supported you, what that Ace of Cups was. This is somebody who really gets you with a communication card with the Eight of Wands. This is fast communication happening. And I feel like you want that to happen once again. In order to make that come true, this is an Eight of Cups. It is a need to walk away from something else, okay? This is packing my bags. I'm packing lightly. I got to go. This is, I really thought about it. I have been thinking about it. I've been scrutinizing my life, and it's just a move that I got to make do. And people may not be happy, but I feel like that's what's going to have to happen for you to move forward. I have all these dark clouds and the storms coming in. So people might challenge you, and there might be a lot of crying going on here. So I see a lot of water at these zombie feet. Oh my God. Zombie feet, whatever. Zombie at the foot of the zombies. You like that? Yep, I said it. So you get the point. You might be stepping in people's tears is my point. But honestly, people outgrow each other. So it's no shade on other people that they're, quote, zombies. We just outgrow one another. Sometimes it's time to call uncle and take a new path. So that's what I have for you. Please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD. If you chose this beautiful card, the King of Swords, this message is for you. Thank you for joining me for Pick a Card Holiday Edition. Pile number 3. First of all, I feel like you are getting into a situation where things are very clear. You could be around people that are hyper intelligent, super intelligent, maybe a lot of not feeling per se, but just super logical. Maybe even there have been a lot of, I don't want to say drama, but I feel like this person could have taken heads and then given receipts later, Like in other words, they could have kind of shot down emotions during family get-togethers and things like that. And that is like a lifelong family memory. Like, for example, if Uncle Frank kind of does something and the patriarch of the family, or matriarch, whatever fits, decides that they've had enough, they can make a spectacle out of that person and humiliate them and put them kind of on the wall of shame behind them. So I'm getting a little bit of that. So interesting. You could be in a situation where you feel like you need to dot your I's and cross your T's, and don't get those mixed up, God forbid. You're also in a situation where you are to follow your intuition. So now that's going to be very important for you to follow your intuition. If you feel like it is important to remain silent at this time, I don't usually see this pose as like silent, but yeah, you may want to keep quiet about certain things and observe, and just be somebody who observes. Is it gray walling? Gray stoning. Oh my gosh, now it just left my brain. Gray stoning. Okay. Well, anyways, it's basically giving no fodder for the fire, basically. So if you're in a situation where, people just kind of rake other people against the coals, then you might just want to be an observer and get the heck out of there as soon as you can. But I feel like once upon a time, you felt comfortable in this energy. Maybe it's energy you grew up with, but also it could be that you've been around it for a long time. All this toxicity. I feel like this is Rancho Seco, like in California, with, it's like a hazard material in the air where it's being spoken. Things are kind of nebulous and dark. And if you say the wrong thing, you might get exposed, you might get made fun of, or it just will simply not go well for you. Right? Oh gosh, I feel like I want to move this, but will it all topple down? We don't know. We don't know. Okay. So next I have right here, pile number 3, the Nine of Swords right here. And so this is having a lot of anxiety. Maybe you're even thinking, well, I have to go visit my parents who are like lawyers or great strategists, or they're analysts for these companies, or whatever the case may be. And I've been hurt before with the Nine of Swords. It causes me a lot of anxiety and stress. I definitely am not sleeping well. And maybe I feel like I need to medicate myself. Now, for some of you guys, you're going to think, hey, maybe I can endure this visit or whatever if I'm high. What if I'm drunk? That'll go better for me because I just don't want to get in my feels. I really kind of want to disengage. And that could be for somebody. No judgment there. I've had my own bouts of issues before. I know, shocking, right? So, King of Swords for pile number 3, Holiday Edition. What is going on this holiday? Whenever this holiday is for you. I just happen to be shooting Thanksgiving, well, the day before. So, it's November the 22nd, 2023. Again, these are timeless. Why is the King of Swords here? The Devil. This could be somebody who is feeling, this could be somebody who feels oppressive, who feels like they like to spy on you, who has their own vices, who is very judgmental. They might be, for example, like a chain smoker or a cigarette smoker, or they like to drink their own mead 24/7, and yet they frown on other people's vices. Could be like an air of hypocrisy. What else? Why are these cards here? But there's a lot that you don't know. Listen to your intuition, listen to your dreams. Now you're going to listen to your dreams if you allow yourself to dream. It's going to be challenging. But I feel like with all of the zombies moving underneath here, under the bed, I feel like you could have a lot of dreams that actually are quite enlightening. I would jot those down, at least a bullet points of what's important. That will help you to gain a higher perspective, and that will eliminate you from having to go round and round and round. I just happened to look at a little flying critter. I don't know if it was a bee or what, but it was going in a circle. And I feel like that's what you've been doing. So dreams definitely will or can come in the middle of the night. And that will actually be a key to unlock the great mystery for you. Interestingly enough, I put it right below the High Priestess. And she, High Priestess or High Priest, is actually the keeper of secrets. This is she who knows. This is also the quintessential confidant. So you could be the confidant to many people around, but also you could have hidden knowledge that maybe perhaps you can't really explain. And maybe even perhaps this person makes fun of. That could play into your insecurities. And looking at this, to me, it looks like the lower jaw, the mandible, I think it's called, the lower portion of the jaw, whatever that is. Anyways, I feel like this is, affected your ability to speak up and speak out. Speak up for yourself and speak out against this energy that seems very it's very archaic anyways. I have the Page of Cups right here. So you might have somebody who's younger than you, or somebody who presents you with a really immature apology. For example, if you don't really want to go to family gatherings because, so-and-so is abrasive or so-and-so always winds up using and making a spectacle, or things just don't go well. The apology can sound something like this. Oh, come on, it only happens once a year. And I know that you don't feel comfortable. Only stay for 3 days. That's all. And I'm sorry that, this is how my family is, but you married into it and you knew they were like this. I mean, I don't know what this is. It's a small apology, but they're going to eat away at your brain, meaning that you're doing quite a bit of overthinking. Seven of Swords is just advice to do things more on your own and be a little bit more who you are. This light person has, looks like an Uzi, or I don't know what the heck she's carrying right here, but she quite freely sacrifices other people in her wake in order to distract all these zombies, right? Let's look at this. Here's this guy that she just totally kicks, not only to the curb, but literally down the stairs in order for her to make her grand escape while she looks lovely and fabulous doing it. But there's a little bit of not only like sacrificing other people, but I feel like it's an energy. Sorry about that. There's an energy of let me, you guys do what you want to do. And if you want to kind of eat each other, kill each other, be savages, go ahead and do your thing. I'm not going to be participating. I will be making my escape as soon as possible. And I'll be making a glamorous exit. Make no mistake about it. So that could be you. That could be your mindset. I feel like do that. Again, I'm at work, but I am at lunch. And there's a lot of ruckus going on. A lot of stuff going on here. So pile number 3, what do we have for the holiday edition? Why are these cards here? Why are these cards here? We have the Six of Hazard. This is the Six of Pentacles, and you could have people trying to bait you like, well, if you go with me, then you'll get this reward, or, hey, we need to stay good within the family because, Uncle Bob, Uncle Will, Uncle Tom, whatever. And they're on their last legs, or they, have that, the will that they could actually write you out of if you don't behave in a way that they really desire. So you may be chained into some form of like enslavement, some way of doing things, some way of serving that you're not comfortable with in order to have this meat kind of moved along. It's like the goalpost keeps getting moved. And so you could be lured over and over again by, oh, this tasty treat or that, or, they can pay for our vacation, or, that, we'll benefit in this way. But is it really a benefit, and is it really worth it? And is that not another form of manipulation? It's a form of like manipulating others and allowing ourselves to be manipulated. Yeah. Pile 3, I feel like you're gaining clarity. You're not putting up with that nonsense. I feel like you're getting a bull's eye. You may have a wrestling match between yourself and another person as far as like clarity and battle of wills. You might even be divided as far as what's clear and what makes sense. But I feel like don't lose sight, because in the end, you have the High Priestess and the Moon all together. And I feel like you have the clarity that you need. And that's why it does cause you anxiety and problems with your sleeping. You could wake up many times at nighttime, things like that. But I feel like you are very, very clear. And other people are actually making it not so clear, and they're trying to blur your vision. Don't fall for it. Just don't do it, my friend. What else do we have? Last card. Woo, yep. Walking away from that. The Six of Swords. This is moving on to calmer waters. This is, I always think of like Sammy Davis Jr. here. I don't know why. Kind of funny. But this is Rose. Make way for other people to get in the boat too. And don't allow people to drown if you can help it. This is all things that are trying to drag me under, I'm moving away from. I know their energy, I recognize them, and I'm not playing anymore. This is, I see the light of day, and I'm moving away from what does not behoove, what is toxic, what is harmful, and in the end, what disturbs my peace and my sleep and my rest. All of those things are important. So that is what I have for you. If you like this kind of read, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope you appreciated my skill level with my zoom lens. What? Just kidding. Happy holidays, you guys. Until next time, namaste.